I'm Kate O'Connor. I graduated from University with a degree in Advertising and Marketing Communications in 2009. After I graduated, I spent several years in various PR agencies, quite specialist ones. I rose to the level of account director, so the most senior role that you can hold in a PR agency, and I was also on the management board of one of those agencies. I then transitioned in-house and I now work for the University of Oxford, doing communications for some scientist-led solutions to some of the biggest challenges we face as a planet. Things like climate change, plastic pollution, AI and job automation, and as well as things like pandemics. So we've had a really busy year, 2020 to 2021. It's been really exciting and amazing to be so close to the people that are helping us find a way out of this. In my current role as Media and Communications Manager, I manage the team here who work on media and communications, so I look after their workflow, look after their personal development. There's also a lot of active delivery, so I do a lot of copywriting for the website, for social media, for videos and other content that we put out, as well as press releases and liaising with the media and pitching those in. And then there's a third part, which is innovating and planning and strategizing, making sure that we're doing the absolute best job that we can, and making sure that we're always looking for new ways and better ways of understanding and engaging with our audience and getting them to engage with us in return. I did a placement when I was at University. I worked for a year as the PR assistant to the Space Science Department of the Rutherford Appleton Laboratory. And for me, it was an absolutely transformative experience. When I applied for the role, I did it because I thought it would be cool to work in space science, but I didn't really see PR as where I was heading. I was really interested in the courses that we were doing on advertising. I was really getting into those, and I thought that that was going to be where I headed after I graduated. But having worked through that year, I fell in love with PR completely, and I wouldn't change the role that I'm in now for a moment. And it really contributed absolutely directly to where I am today. In terms of employability, I graduated in 2009 into the Great Recession. I did take a gap year, and I also did another internship at a newspaper to see if I was interested in journalism. I wasn't. And then when I was ready to go out on the jobs market, I really did make a difference. I could point to a year of experience and a year of achievements. So not only that work experience that was on the CV, but also in my cover letters, I could really articulate why I wanted to work at a PR agency. What was it about the job that I was applying for, made me tick. And then also I could demonstrate through the achievements that I'd had over that year that I did have the skills to be doing that role. It's one thing to theoretically know about the practice of PR, but to be able to say, I can help doing this website copywriting because here is a website that I made, is a very different thing, especially when it's in a corporate world where you are being checked and double checked all the way up, rather than just putting it out onto the web by yourself. If you're thinking about taking part in a placement, I really would suggest it. I know I've covered all of the employability stuff, and that is really important. I still reference things today, getting the job that I have, that I did 10 years ago in my placement. So it does have that going for it, but also it really helped me develop as a person. If you're doing a course in business or another more applied part of study, you're going towards an end goal, and the ability to do a placement is just allowing you to take put a toe into that water, to get a feel for what you're actually working towards with the safety net of the university around you. But also it's a real chance to sort of experience what you're aiming for as well. So there's a chance to go and live away from home, away from university, work full time, and just get a sense of what life is going to be like after graduation. And it can really help you make fuller decisions about what you do in your final year, if you take a year off after that, and what jobs you eventually end up applying for and where you end up. And I'm really glad that I did my placement, because it absolutely is where I am today, why I am where I am today, and I love where I am today.